Coming off of the Final Shape gameplay preview, it is a wild day for Destiny, because long since the start, anytime we've been able to do a subclass, it has been one element, one at a time. And now they are letting us loose and saying any element at any time. Now, I'm going to get through more on that. Of course, I will be showing the previews they did show, but a little more in part. So, getting right off the bat, they show us what the prismatic subclass is going to look like. And I've already toned down the volume, so hopefully it's not too loud. I'll adjust it in post otherwise, but just to show you all. It starts off with a very cool look at just general hunters. You see Radiance Dodge, Stasis Shurikens, Solar Gunpowder Gamble, and not to mention then that is a special ability which lets loose essentially a second super where you are full bore using all elements at once with a variety of 2-in-1 grenades, multiple abilities, weapon buffs. It goes absolutely menacingly wild. Not to mention the fact that the entire time it is active, it's just going nuts throughout the entire field of enemies. Which is like the combination of both lights and darks you can pull off. Strand and solar, a stasis and void, a large variety of 2-in-1 options that come for every grenade, and just mix matching every subclass you have available to you. Now, they do specify with a variety of things. It isn't just remixing, it is going to be entering Transcendence. Now, it's only going to be available via Prismatic, which is a new subclass. I guess this is our, air quotes, third dark subclass. But to charge it, you need to deal both light and dark damage to charge 2 different meters that, when both full, will allow the entrance to the state of Transcendence, which, like they say, unlocks new unique grenade abilities and weapon damage bonuses. Now, along with Prismatic comes aspects and fragments to further customize your build and enable combos you never thought possible. And good news, players only need to unlock the 3 aspects and fragments once to get them for every class. You'll be able to get more aspects and fragment slots than ever before. Now, they also show individual character gameplay, which, as you can imagine, it's very simple in the idea. It's literally just cramming all 5 subclasses together in various ways. But then moving on from the prismatic subclasses, they also show off something that is definitely going to be a cherry on top for building, and that is exotic class items, where they describe them in good detail, where basically it's going to be an exotic class item that I don't know if you can only wear in tandem on its own without the other one, but you can have 2 different unique perk rolls from different exotic pieces. And the one they show in the preview for the Hunter Cloak, it is Star Eater Scales meet Ophidian Aspect, or Ophidius Spaith, I forget, it just says Ophidius. So, yeah, there's a lot of nuts going on. The fact that you'll be able to mix and match and possibly have up to 3 exotic perks at once if they allow you to have the class item and other things, it's going to be wild. But yeah, they also show off some of the respective ones, and they are very class relevant to each of them, very exotic looking. And then they also tell us about the Dread, which is going to be essentially the official name for the Witness's own creations. Now, we've already met the Tormentor, he's one of the Dread, and then Subjugators that we have been teased, and of course other new enemies that are teased, including flying enemies, Scion's Turned Strand and Stasis, as well as a new one that is going to be the kind of reimagining of Siva, and the kill something and then something writhing comes out of it. And of course, we did also have a gameplay trailer that shows a little bit more story relevance in case you were curious. And as well, along with this, Into the Light is of course live, which means that you can get to work into that. And we also are given a roadmap, which just shown here. Of course, Onslaught is released today on April 9th, and then for the Brave Arsenal, they give us the full timeline. So today we have access to LC's revamped rifle, the Falling Guillotine, Edge, Transit, Recluse, Hung Jury, and Succession. And next week we'll have access to the Mountaintop and Midnight Coup. The week after that, Hammerhead and Forbearance, and the last week we'll get Blast Furnace and Luna's Howl. And of course, with this, the Whisper is the current active rotation exotic mission, and 0 Hour will be later down the line once the rotation goes all the way around. And of course, the new Social Space Hall of Champions here. The map pack will, I guess, launch in mid-May. So here's that, and as well, Pantheon will be happening towards the end of the month, and of course, they do keep that close to the chest as they have been doing the entire time, aside from the tidbits they have been sharing. And then there's usual bits about random rolls, origin traits, limited edition ornaments, and the whole ordeal. Whisper in 0 hour, like I already meant, and this is what I meant about Pantheon. Now, all they say about Pantheon is it's going to be an increasingly angrier group of raid bosses. We don't know if this is going to be multiple raid bosses at once, multiple back-to-back different raid boss challenges in one activity. Who knows? They're keeping it all close to the chest, and hopefully the TWID this week will actually say something about it. But then, of course, new maps dropping on the 7th. They are, of course, like I said in my previous video about this, designed for comps, so don't expect them to show in quick play a lot. They might, but it might be a little bit janky. And as well, there is going to be some sandbox tuning, some different buffs, Whisper the Worm buff, you know, a variety of that. And as well, with the different amount of things, there is character customization and a name change that came along. So, yes, you'll be able to change your Bundy name, recustomize characters, but not their origin. So you'll be able to change the looks, but not change if they're exo, awoken, or human. For no cost, strand fragments are getting cheaper, text chat will be on by default, and new light experience is going to be more approachable and skippable. So that is pretty much the broad of everything that is happening in a 1-2 punch with Final Shapes, gameplay trailer, and Into the Light. Now, of course, I'll be doing a little bit more respective videos on each, but I just had to keep it short and sweet for now. That, I will see you in the next video.